Dan Tominski cover uh, called Heads You Win, Tails I Lose. Oh, there's a lot. uh, I think one of them is Tim Stafford. I think another one that I get a lot of my rhythm playing from is Dan Tominski. Tim, of course, also. But Doc Watson, country artists, Johnny Cash, Clint Black, I think June Carter. But I have a lot of inspirations, but mainly Tim Stafford, Dan Tominski, Johnny Cash. It's where I got a lot of my rhythm playing from. And then I add my own flair, my own twist to it, to banjo licks and stuff, and that's really how I make my style for me. I think I'm going to do Ruby Ann by Seth Mulder and Midnight Run. No, but I'm actually currently working on it. There's one song that I have called Eyes on the Power Lines. That'll be more of a medium and fast tempoed song, but I'm still trying to get some lyrics done for it to finally make something I'm very proud of to write on my own and call it my very first song that I've ever written. But yeah, that is in the works. Brian Sutton's version of Shady Grove by Doc Watson. That ending, I decided to do it myself off of another song from Tim Stafford, just give it a little flair. It's called Orville's Web, and the ending is just, I had to incorporate that. So I don't know, just how I felt. I think I'll do that song in commemoration to Tim Stafford for being a good family friend of ours for the Goods for years. Had my dad's cousin named Luther Phillips. I worked with him in the early 90s when Tim Stafford's band was called Blue Mountain Memories or just Mountain Memories. But then about 1994, Tim Stafford created Blue Highway. And I can't remember if this is off the Silver Anniversary album, but it's called Orville's Web. Well, I went to go see, I can't remember if it was the Seldom Scene or whatever group played on the second Saturday or third Saturday of March of this year. And I happened to see one of the ladies that was volunteering, and she was coming up and handing out flyers for this year's concert lineup. I looked over to two of my coworkers, Michelle and Sarah, and I said, I wonder if you can volunteer, or how can you volunteer or get involved with the fold? They said, I think you can just go up to one of the volunteers and ask them for a form or whatever. But this lady came up to the top and then handed me a flyer, and I said, how do you volunteer? And she said, oh, honey, you can just come up and mention to one of us, and then your name, phone number, get your contact, and we know who you are, and then just call us whenever you're coming to the fold to volunteer. I said, well, all right, sweet. I think I can start immediately. She said, awesome. We need volunteers. And then I mentioned to her, I said, do you know by the name of Fiddlin' Joe Good? And she said, you're not kin to him, are you? And I said, that is, I am. He was a fiddler that played at the Fold, and Rita's known him for years, which I think, unfortunately, he passed away in 2016 and 17, and I never got to meet him. Unfortunately, he was killer. His nickname was called Lightning for reasons. She and the other volunteers currently there said he can burn the fiddle up. You just see fire coming off. But she said, oh, honey, we'd love to take you on. And I remember Joe Good was his name. That your uncle? It'd be my great uncle and your uncle. But he's played all the way around. Let's see. Did he ever take part of the Scott County Basement Band, our family band? No. He always done things of his own at the Fold and such. That's really how I started, was just going asking one of the ladies how to volunteer, and she said, honey, we needed them. We're glad to have you. So I can do parking, I do the kitchen, I help the artists come in, set up, and take down and take out. Greet. Started being serious in it for the last 2 years, but to be able to be especially involved with the Fold and some of the family history I have with the Carters and Joe Good, Scott County Basement Band, and I don't know, I'm a history guy too. I'd love to take all that in and pass it on down to the next generation, and for the love of music, well, for me and everything, I hold that pretty close to me, so I'm excited, and I'm very honored to be on your radio show for the first time, and really for the first time ever to do an acoustic performance. Very honored.